Let me ask you this. Could you imagine being thrust back to the Dark Ages? What if there was a computer virus that literally destroyed technology itself? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another weekly update as we continue to roll through May, which is nearly over already. Just can't get over it. So I had a pretty good week. I think the highlight of my week was actually achieving a channel goal by actually managing to put out a video with one take and no editing. I thought, yes, I've finally done it. So I wanted to do that in the first year of being on YouTube, and I can cross that one off the list. And now I'll aim to make a few more videos, hopefully with one take. As always, let's start with what I read. The first book I read was The Mist by Stephen King. I really enjoyed revisiting this earlier work of his, and this was part of my pick for my Horror Mayhem Week 3 activity, where the subgenre for this week was cosmic horror, so that fit the bill really well. I've mentioned a bit more about the book in the last video I posted a couple of days ago. If you haven't caught that video, take a look at it. I go into a bit of detail about my thoughts and impressions on that story, which I'd forgotten a lot about what happened, and I really enjoyed King's early writing. I thought the characters were very well written, the story was great, the imagination that King used on his alien creatures in the story was great, and had a blast with it. So that was really enjoyable this week. And just today, an hour ago actually, I finished The President is Missing by James Patterson in collaboration with former President Bill Clinton. I thought it was very authentic how the character of the president was written. It was very authentic. The inner workings of politics in the White House was very real, and the story was really engaging. So the book opens where we find the president about to be impeached by Congress with activities that called into question his integrity by allegedly cahooting with a known terrorist, which throughout the book you get to realise and you get to know that that certainly wasn't the case, and the president ends up defending himself really well. So what follows is an insidious plot to bring the US to its knees by the release of a devastating computer virus that renders any computer system in the country utterly useless. Now, it doesn't just fry the circuits like an EMP would. This one, this virus penetrates the system, deletes every single operational file on a computer. So basically, if you look at the virus infecting a laptop, the laptop is no more use than a piece of paper, useless, because it closes down the operating system, it deletes all the files forever, and rendered useless. Now you can imagine on a wide scale what that could do. The list could go on forever. Banking records, people will lose their 401ks. Insurance records, people seeking treatment at local hospitals would essentially not be able to be treated because medical records and insurance records can't be brought up on a computer that doesn't exist. There's just nothing on computer systems after this virus has gone through everything, and communications and power and water treatment plants. Everything gets destroyed, and it literally has the potential to bring the US back into the Dark Ages. So you get an idea of the potential impact this virus would have on the lives of every American. You'd have people homeless, you would have rioting in the streets, you'd have looting, society just would not be able to function. So that's the threat in the book. Now, it turns out that there is a traitor in the White House, in the president's inner circle, and we don't know who it is. It's alluded to being someone, but it's someone you don't think, and there's a really big twist at the end, and how the president himself actually stings the culprit and flushes them out. It's brilliant, very well done, and overall it was a thrill ride. I always like James Patterson's books how they have very short punchy chapters, because all it does is it encourages you to keep turning more pages, and you say to yourself, one more chapter. Then you look at the clock and it's midnight. And it was very well written, it was very authentic, And the sequel to this one, which I read, I think it was last year, was brilliant as well, about the President's Daughter. So if you haven't checked out this one, I highly recommend it. It's a great thriller, and just keeps you turning the pages, which James Patterson's books, that's how they're designed. So check that out. So let's get into what I'm going to read next week. Now, I do plan on reading Thinner by Richard Bachman / Stephen King as part of Horror Mayhem as it moves along to week 4, where the subgenre theme for next week is folk horror. And, another work by Stephen King, but you can't get much more folk horror than A Gypsy Curse, can you? So really looking forward to that one. I'm probably going to start that tonight and get a bit of a head start, and hopefully we'll finish that by Wednesday next week, and then I'll release the video closing out what has been a really good project that I've really enjoyed, that's been created by the Bookish Brides. If you haven't checked out their channel, please do. They do have some awesome content there, and they also have the links to all the other co-hosts that have participated in the project as well, who have picked some awesome reads for their themes. So be sure to check that out. And I'm going to squeeze in a little gem that I've been wanting to read for a little while, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I've been wanting to read that for a little while now. It's been highly recommended, and it's about a young girl who dies, and on the bridge between life and death there exists a library with shelves that go on forever, and in each of those shelves is a book on past decisions you might have made which led to a different life and what that might have been like. So it asks the question, would you have done anything different if you had the chance to undo your regrets? Would you? So it's not a long book, and I'm going to fit that in quite easily, but really looking forward to it. It's had nothing but really good reviews, and looks like a really good read. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So what did I watch this week? The wife and I have almost finished The Sinner, season 4, starring Bill Pullman. This isn't our favourite season. It's been okay, but yeah, it's a little bit weird in places, and we've got 2 episodes to go, and we'll probably finish that off tonight and look at our next binge watch, which whatever that may be, I don't know, but as a whole, the show has been pretty good. I think the first 2 seasons were the best. Season 3 was a little bit questionable, but this season, number 4, is a little bit strange. But we're ploughing on through, and hopefully it'll reach a decent ending. But overall, we have enjoyed that. Alright, let's talk about some short-term channel plans. Now, as you know, I've been branching out this year by reading some classics, and I never thought I'd read classics in a million years, but there you go. I decided to step right outside my comfort zone and expose myself to different forms of literature, and I thought classics is a fantastic way to go, and I've been having a blast with that. I think I've read 3 or 4 out of the 10 books I've selected for this year, and I might read more than 10. We'll see how that goes, but I'm finding myself wanting to step even further outside my comfort zone, and I've decided to sample the Western genre. Now, I had no idea the Western genre was as massive as it is. The amount of books out there is staggering. It's a whole genre of itself. It's just crazy. There are so many Western authors, and I thought, well, the best way to expose myself to the genre is by selecting 6 Western authors to try or sample this year, and just doing my homework and doing a bit of research on the net. There is some great stuff out there. So yeah, I don't need to pile on my to be read pile for the next 5 years, but it's a little bit overwhelming, but I just can't help myself. So there you go, guys. That is it for my weekly update this week. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and always put comments below, and I'd be happy to respond to those. But let me know if you read Westerns, what are your favourite authors from the genre. Let me know what you've been reading and watching and what you're going to read. And until next time, see you later.